What would happen if it would rain for the whole year? The human brain thinks about the unreal, which might happen in the future. Who knows? When humans predicted the possibility of flying, no one believed it then. And now, what is happening? Daily, thousands of flights cross the sky. Okay, let us make today's video a bit more happening. Hey, welcome to Explained Earth. If you want to know more about our blue planet, subscribe to our channel. We will tell you all about it. Today, we will see what all consequences will be there if it rains for a year continuously. Now, take a deep breath and imagine a picture of this Earth on a rainy day. It is downpouring. It's entertaining at first. Children and adults are generally pleased as school and work are canceled worldwide. Families go boating in suburban neighborhoods. Jet skis race through New York and London streets. The hashtag rainiest day ever is trending on social media as people document this extraordinary event. Rain means it is holiday time, and people love holidays. Everyone will thank God for giving them some quality time, without knowing this rain will never stop anytime soon. This enjoyment and happiness will last for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Later, people will start panicking. The real damage begins after a day or so of nonstop rain. Flood control systems begin to fail on a massive scale when confronted with water levels for which they were never designed. People are being forced to flee their homes. Water erodes the ground and causes landslides, burying entire towns and killing millions. Crops and farm animal life begin to drown, destroying the world's food supply. People will go out of necessary groceries and stuff. Transportation will be slow during heavy rain, so that everyone will face the deletion of necessities. The happy faces will turn gloomy. They can never meet their friends, take a sun-kissed selfie, or go to the beach. Life will turn out to be less interesting and more boring. The fear of uncertainty will carve their minds, and even people will go wild. Toward whom? Of course, in the case of those democratic countries, people will start asking the government for answers, who themselves are clueless. Governments worldwide are scrambling to send aid and put together teams of scientists to find a solution. They are astounded to discover that the water appears out of thin air. Citizens begin to panic as they realize their governments are completely useless. Some believe it is the end of the world. Others believe the rains were caused by aquatic alien life forms preparing for an invasion. Such like that, many theories will start popping up from all over the globe. Everyone will be in tremendous confusion as to what to believe and why. Maybe at this stage, many will find it difficult to live, so that people may consider committing suicide at this point. Do you remember the COVID crisis time? Those times were the hardest for those daily wage workers. Many have committed suicide to get rid of their excruciating poverty. But there is a difference here. During the pandemic, resources like food and air were still available. But here, due to uncertain climate and all, resources will not be sufficient for satiating all. The first real consequence anyone can think of is floods. Of course, floods will occur, but the rate would be different. At first, the water will engulf the islands, so that people will be evacuated from island regions. Places like the Netherlands will also be under critical condition. Eventually, such lands will disappear. Do you know something? There is enough water vapor in the atmosphere to cover the whole land under 2.5 centimeters of water. So at the beginning of this downpour, people will go to higher grounds, such as mountains. They would be the perfect safe spot for at least some days. But we are wrong there. Nature is in a well-balanced state. A slight imbalance on one side will collapse the entire system. At the higher grounds, these water avalanches will take away all the people at the higher grounds. We have discussed so far the start of this problem, maybe within a month, but still, there are days and months of rain posing a threat in front of us. Water is the major thing life needs for existence, but water everywhere and all the time is never a good thing. Have you ever thought of your health amidst this never-ending rainy season? Water gets polluted easily. Whatever the path it takes, water will take away all the dirt and slit from there. So you have to be careful while collecting water for drinking purposes. Moreover, during heavy rainfall, you know how the sky looks, dull and dark. The rain clouds will cover the sun. So where is our natural vitamin D source? Vitamin D is necessary for strong bones because it aids the body's utilization of calcium from the diet. Traditionally, vitamin D deficiency has been linked to rickets, a disease in which bone tissue fails to mineralize properly, resulting in soft bones and skeletal deformities. Think about the water-borne diseases that you have learned about in your school: malaria, typhoid, cholera, and whatnot. If diseases increase, we will go to consult a doctor. Eventually, hospitals will be overloaded with patients. Possibly, diseases will start spreading from the hospitals themselves. If there is no sun and sunlight, there is no need to buy sunscreen. Please do not even think like that. If there is no light, you will feel less lively and fall into depression. Sun is the ultimate energy source, even for those single-cell animals present here. If sun is not there, life will not be there in no time. But the flood is not the only disaster caused by water. Most natural disasters are caused by water, or else every disaster at last ends in some water-related calamity. Landslides, mudslides, tornadoes, and even tsunamis can occur. What about the air? When it is the rainy season, water vapor will increase incredibly in the atmosphere, so the oxygen density in the air will be lower. This will create difficulty in breathing, eventually creating conditions like asphyxiation. There comes the next hurdle. You will probably think you have your phone and network to kill time, and the network cables we are talking about are either crossing from one post to another or being dug into the ground. The strong winds and water flow can easily disrupt these wires. You will lose the network connections and other communication facilities within months. You will go back to those ages when people had no devices to communicate. The rescue team will have to reach on their own. A year-long, non-stop rain will tire them too. From the previous data, natural calamities of the 21st century alone have killed more than 500,000 humans. If water increases, air will deplete. What are other elements for life to sustain? Yes, food. Farming will get destroyed soon as the soil gets filled with water. The first reason is that there will not be enough space for oxygen to penetrate the soil particles. Moreover, if there is not enough sunlight, no crop will grow. Landslides will take away every vegetation. Trees and electric posts will also float away, and then it would be a power-off for the whole world. The nights will look darker and scarier. Death rates will increase more than ever. Then what can happen? Think of it. We would like to hear your imagination too. Hit the subscribe button to be a part of Explained Earth. You know it is never too late to subscribe. When it comes to the rainy season, heaven knows where this much water has been hiding during summer days. The rain has finally ended. The whole Earth will look miserable. Everywhere is ruined. A whole makeup is needed. This will require a lot of money from the world economy. Look at people's faces. They are smiling as they see the sun. Some act crazy, and others cry for their loved ones and lost homes. The sea level will decrease slowly, and some land will be visible, but not in the previous state. The population must have reduced by a large amount by this time. The greatest death rate will be recorded for this year. Counting the death would be nearly impossible. The government will set up temporary shelters for all. There won't be any rich or poor. Everyone is human. General cleaning of the cities will start to confirm no more infections, but the truth is that such a situation is not visible in the future for many years, according to scientists. Do you find this scary? Of course, anyone who wants to live will find this super horrible. But do not worry. Whatever happens, tomorrow is in your hands today. Before you light the next cracker, before you feel reluctant to go on public transfer, think about this video before you clear up those forests. Surely we can prevent this. Like this video if you did so. Do not forget to tune in next week when we will tell you about what would happen if all water disappeared. Till then, bye-bye.